Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and I am a full-time reseller, and today's Junmas video is again going to be short and sweet and to the point, and we're going to talk about opening up a Poshmark US account when you're a Canadian. You will need five things you need to do or you need to have. Number one, you're going to need to have a different email address than your Canadian Poshmark Closet. That's easy to get. Gmail.com or whatever. You also need a way to get your packages across the border. Now, maybe you live by the border, you can take them across yourself, but otherwise you're going to need a cross-border shipper. Google cross-border shipper plus your area or your town and find out what you have access to. One thing to remember is that not all cross-border shippers will accept third-party labels, meaning that they won't take Poshmark labels. So you have to find that out before you sign up with them. We use Stallion Express because it's what's available to us. My packages cost me maybe an extra 80 cents or 90 cents to send them. That is part of my fees or my cost of doing business. They are available out west, but honestly, I don't know what's available or what's out there. If you use a cross-border shipper, put it down below in the comments so that people know what's out there. You will need a U.S. account. No, you don't need an account. You need a U.S. address. And the cross-border shipper will provide you with that address, but you could also use family or friends if you have some in the States. You could also possibly have a U.S. P.O. box. Now that is something that Paul and I will be investigating and seeing if it's worth our while, because the U.S. Post Office is actually closer than our cross-border shipper. So it's something that we're going to look into and see if it's more feasible, and I'll keep you updated on that. When you sign up for the US account, about 6 months ago it was, when all the sellers had to input their social security number, and as a Canadian we don't have that. Do not put in your social insurance number. That is not the right number to put in. But let Poshmark US know that you are a Canadian selling on the US platform. That is really all I can say. That information came from Poshmark US itself, and that's what I've done, and I've had no issues. If you have any other questions regarding the IRS or anything else, ask somebody that knows about it. Ask your accountant or your tax person. They would have a better idea than I would. But this is what Poshmark US told me to do, and that's what I did. The next thing that you will need, and the last thing that you will need, is you need to get paid. Because, that's why you're doing it. So there are services out there that will allow you to deposit the money into their sort of system, and then you can access it. There's one called Wise that used to be TransferWise. I don't know a lot about it. I've heard good things about it. So it is worth checking out. It's not what I use. I have a US-based bank account. I went into my local branch of my bank and I told them this is what I needed. I needed a bank account based in the US. Not just a US money account, an actual account that's based in the USA. And basically they just hooked me up online with a branch that was based in the US. I've signed up. I have an American account. I can transfer from that account to my Canadians and back and forth. I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one was because I needed to get paid. But number two is we knew we were going to be moving to a border town and we're going to be shopping in the States more often than we ever have. And I wanted access to money there. I didn't want to have to go to the bank and exchange and worry about exchange rates and all that before I went over. I just want to go over, and this just made it much more simpler. That's about it. There's two little tips I just want to leave you with. Number one, if you are new to cross-listing to a different platform, it's a different platform, just remember that you've cross-listed, so put a little reminder, a note in your listing, whether it's at the bottom of the description or it's in the private information part, that it is cross-listed. And just make it a habit that when something sells, to go in and check, and if it's been cross-posted, to take it off the other platform, because you don't want to be selling something that's already sold. That's a habit that I had to get into, and it's working out so far so good, knock on wood. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, and it might sound very simple, but when you are listing on the U.S. account, remember that you are listing in U.S. funds. Remember that for pricing, and remember that for when you're getting paid or when you're thinking about offers and what you're earning. And it took a while for me to get used to, because if I get an offer and it'd be like, oh yeah, but I'm only going to earn $15, and I wasn't thinking what that would mean in Canadian. You know, like $15 American is what, 60 million Canadian right now or something? It's just something to keep in mind. And that's about it. Again, short and sweet, to the point. If you are enjoying these shorter videos and my June Miss craziness, please give me a thumbs up. If you are watching this video and have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I am uploading every day for the month of June, but under normal circumstances, I will be uploading 2 to 3 times a week. And that's it. I am done for the day. I hope everybody has a great week. I'll see you tomorrow.